People, check it out. What's good? What's happening? What's up? Yo, it's me, Brian B. We back at it, yo. It's another Tuesday night. The Beeline Web Show is live right now. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. If you don't know, wish I had some glasses. I would throw them on right now because this is another rendition of the Beeline News. And unfortunately, we got a lot of serious stuff to talk about tonight. There's been a lot of stuff going on. People are getting affected by some of the stuff that are going on. So we got to shout it out and bring some light to it. That's what we do here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brian B. And we are on YouTube. You can check us out. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button for the notification so that you can get the times we're on. We host 3 shows a week, including this one on Tuesday nights. This is the Beeline Web Show, of course. And then tomorrow night, listen, if you're a wrestling fan, we got straight through the ropes, baby, Wrestle Talk. That's right. The STR Nation will be in the building talking about whatever's leading up to the Royal Rumble coming out this month. We're going to be talking about it with the STR Nation tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And then if that's not enough for you, we have on Thursday nights, it is the Beeline Entertainment Show, baby, where me and my boy Kyle Eric, we're going to talk about everything that falls in line with entertainment. It's going to be a great show. We have a watch list for you. We have a top 5 that we do as well. And it's a lot of fun. Come join in the comments and get to know us a little bit better. If you want more than that, we have the B-Line Entertainment LLC.com, where you can find all of our shows as well as the services that we offer, anything from promotion and marketing, as well as editing services that you got. If you got a show of your own, you want to have some flyers done, you want some artwork done, we do that there. But you can watch every single show we ever had at the B-Line Entertainment LLC.com. Yeah, I'm geared up today. I wish we had more of a fun topic to talk about. But let me tell you this is the Beeline Web Show. Let's go. Let me check that out. There's one person that liked you. These are conversations that I've definitely thought out for a second. And you were talking to the damn bounties, and every time you
man.
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah, man.
Playboy?
Yeah, thank you, bro. That's a big difference. That's awesome, though. So many different things that it's nothing like wrestling. I want the
Raiders.
Yeah, come on, Yo, he wants to go back to That's right, guys. The Beeline Web Show, man. Can't believe we started 6 years ago. This is episode 152. First off and foremost, I have to say thank you to everybody who's been watching. You guys are watching on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, as well as TikTok. Tonight we got TikTok on the line with us as well. Hosting these lives, we're really kicking it off. We have a lot more doors that we're trying to open in this business. So I want to everybody gather around and let's get some sponsorships and promotions started. We're always looking to have at least 10 new subscribes. So please, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, please subscribe to the channel. Hit us up, man. Definitely, if you want to come on, we are doing a new segment. We're bringing it back. It's actually an old segment, but we're bringing it back. So it's brand new to the channel again. It is called Talking with Strangers, baby. So what this is I meet people. That's what I do. You send me an email, you send me a message, whatever it is on any platform, and we're going to get back to you. I'm not going to ask you too much about yourself. I'm going to ask you, hey, you're free Tuesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, that is. We are going to have you on and let you talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's an open platform. Isn't that fun? You get the chance to vent. You get the chance to come clean about something that you may be hiding. You may be hiding in the background. You never know what it is. But guys, listen, I really understand. Hi, how you doing too? Sari 12325. And then he said, okay, I guess he's stuttering a little bit over there, but we appreciate you watching. But yeah, guys, we're doing Talking with Strangers again. It was something that we did last year as well. It was a lot of fun. And it was something that we want to bring back. So if you are somebody, definitely hit me up. I'm definitely going to speak with people and be kind of screening a little bit and getting people on. But hey, the comments are active. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Shed17 guy says hi. Thomas and friends. What? And okay, listen, guys, you can get a little bit more active. Tell me about your day. Tell me what's going on. What the hell is everybody doing today, yo? We are talking news today. We got a lot of stuff going on. I've been trying to stay away from these topics for a while because I like to have fun, yo. I like to have fun, and I don't want shit bringing me down. I don't know about you guys, but I look at the internet to escape stuff, even though it is like your primary source to get everything that's going on. So it's kind of difficult. But how was y'all week, man? Y'all ready for the work week? It's weird, man. I was having all these different like revelations lately. Like every time I'm doing something, I talked to my wife earlier, and I was telling her like, "Yo, every time I go to the bathroom, let's get intimate real quick. You want to get real? You want to get real? All right, let's get real." Every time I go to the bathroom, y'all, I know y'all are just like me. I gotta have my phone. I gotta have my phone. I'm on the toilet. I'm at the sink. I'm cutting my hair. I'm shaving. Whatever. I'm taking a shower. Whatever it is, I gotta have my phone. My phone is on Pandora. It's on Spotify. It's on whatever source that's feeding me either music or comedy. Maybe I'm watching something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm multitasking like a motherfucker. But at the end of the day, I have to have something. It's, it's what I do. When I'm cooking, bam, throw some music on. When I'm doing this, bam, throw some music on, throw some comedy on, whatever. I didn't have my phone today. I didn't have my phone. It was dying. So I left my phone on the charger and I was just chilling in the bathroom, just chilling, right? So after that or whatever, I don't know what happened, bro, but I was going to the bathroom and I was just sitting there deep in thought. And I was realizing, yo, the stuff that I was thinking about, it was clear. It was coming to me quickly. I was able to put shit together. I wouldn't have no brain fog. I didn't have anything. And I was like, damn. I really started to realize like the things that I wanted to talk about, the sentences that I was putting together, everything was coming together, like understanding the methods, everything. And I started really thinking, like, damn, yo, usually I'm in here, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm scrolling, I'm doing crazy shit, like, whatever. I'm watching something, wipe my ass, whatever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what you do in the bathroom. But being able to have that time with just literally, okay, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just, putting shit together. It really showed me that, yo, listen, man, I really do think that without allowing yourself a break to really like decompress, to really like understand what your own thoughts are, bro, I think like the world is struggling with that shit right now. It's really weird, yo. As I'm getting older, it's like I'm starting to notice these little pockets where without trying to be like, too we're trying to be self-aware. Like I'm not trying to be like, oh man, I'm just, you know, everything is going well. I know everything. I'm on top. I'm just starting to understand, like on my way to 40. I got one more year after this year. I'm gonna be 40 years old, almost done with my 30s. I'm understanding that, like, yo, I do know myself. I do know myself. Like, and I'm proud of it. Like, I don't know everything about myself, but I don't feel like I'm one of those people who are like, oh man, I'm still trying to learn who I am. Like, I don't think that I'm done, by far, right? Like, but I do feel like the kind of person that I am, I understand to a reasonable degree and I'm proud of it. Like I'm happy that I do understand myself to that, length so that I can try to better myself in those areas or whatever. And I'm just starting to have all these different complexes, man. I'm really, really starting to try to understand like where I'm learning and growing and just like, needing improvement. It's difficult after a while, if you're not being honest with yourself. Like, you could do the same thing, especially if you don't have anybody around you. Like, it's really difficult when you're just the only person that's kind of your own critic. And then it's like, it just goes by your own self-awareness completely at that point. Like, unless you're just learning from different examples. But I tell you all of that just to let you know, like, I'm just really making sure that I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and how I am going to continue as I continue to grow. Like, I'm trying to be the best person I possibly can. I'm trying to make this the best business that I possibly can. So it all comes with it, man. It's really interesting. But yeah, getting older, man, really paying attention to myself. But yo, listen, so are you playing games? Yo, listen, I have played games for a little while. We have the Brian B playing. I do that a lot of times. I haven't done it in a while because I'm too busy, bro. Trying to make this money, man. I mean, you can make money playing games, though, isn't this? You can't even say that shit no more because you can actually do a really good living playing games. But it just seems like that field is so diluted, man. It's like there's so many different people who are playing games and stuff like that. You can still do it, but it's just like that's all anybody wants to do. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just talk about different topics, especially stuff that people have going on in life. And like I said, this is going to be more the news. Now, let me explain the Beeline news. Usually when I do this, I usually have certain topics that I talk about. Maybe it's like something out of the ordinary, things that aren't necessarily always in the regular news, like stuff that you ain't gonna see on CNN and shit. Why talk about that? Because you're already talking about that. But I like to do stuff that, like, is weird or like hits me, and I'm like, oh man, it's close to home. But unfortunately, man, I feel like tonight is gonna be one of those nights that I have to really talk about the shit that's going on, yo, because it's really happening. It's really going down here, bro. But like I said, it's really fucking going down out here, yo. Mm. And we're gonna attempt check the room. I want to see like where everybody is from, or what everybody is talking about and stuff like that, and how they feel. Because yeah, man, it's almost getting too scary to go outside, man. It's almost getting too scary to go outside. And when I say that, I'm not talking about like, yo, you have to be petrified to walk out your door. What I'm saying is that if you are aware, yo, it's difficult to make moves nowadays, man. It's difficult to just be out and just try to mind your business without having people, getting involved in your life in a negative way, man. So, first thing I wanted to talk about tonight is something that I wanted to talk about in a previous episode, but it kind of has to do with like with how I opened the show or whatever. Awareness and safety, yo. We were gonna do this on my last episode, but we kind of just ventured off, so we didn't really get to it. But I want to talk about it at least a little bit, yo. This all started with a video that I watched. There was a mom in a store. She was shopping she had her son with her. She had her baby with her. Her son was like, buying shoes or something like that. Her baby was with her. And she was just there, bro, just there, just existing and shit. So when she, was standing by the cart, the kid was on the floor trying on some shoes or whatever. And I'm pretty sure, like, some people saw this. There was a guy that was around, and he was just kind of like, wandering around her and stuff like that. And this dude basically like went and like rubbed himself all up on her and shit like that, and then like ran away or whatever. Really fast, really fucking fast. Like that's what's so crazy about it. Like it wasn't like, oh, it was this long drawn out thing that you could have prepared for or noticed. Like you in a store, you just buying some shoes for your kid. Probably don't even want to be there. Probably getting tired of them and shit like that or whatever. But then, all of a sudden, this weirdo fucking, creeper guy just comes over and tries to take advantage of a situation. That shit was horrible. All right. When I saw it, like, of course, being somebody, I think anybody who would see something like that for the most part would probably have some kind of like, oh man, this is crazy. Like, why you do that? Like, why would you do something like that to a woman or whatever, or to anybody at that? But why would you try to like, do something like that? Like, what gives you the right to think that you can just go ahead and take advantage of somebody, rubbing your body up on somebody? Like, you have no idea. This woman has a husband, she's got her children with her, and you can place yourself in the mind state to go ahead and take advantage of somebody in that way. One of the reasons why I think I pay so much attention to that shit is because I do have a family, yo. I do understand what it's like to be the person that is scared when, my kids go to school, to be the person that is, nervous. No bullshit, yo. Every single time that my kids go to school, every single time my wife goes out, goes to work, goes wherever she's going, I always have. It's not like a crippling, fear or anything like that. Like I'm shaking or anything, but it's just like I always have this understanding. Like, damn, I hope no stupid shit happens. Like, damn, I know that nothing dumb is going on right now. And because of that, I'm overly talking. I'm overly preparing. I'm overly making sure, here, take the gun, here, do this, here, get this weapon, here, hold this on you. Kids can't take anything. So it's like, okay, here, make sure you're looking out for this. Make sure you're able to go here. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's difficult because you literally are finding yourself where you're always in a state of paranoia. And then it's like when you get that little bit of release to like not be in that state anymore, then it's like something happens. You watch a video like this, and then it's like it puts you right back, like, oh no, I am justified for feeling the way that I feel. Bro, it's a hard pill to swallow, man. And a lot of times I find, like, when we were on last week, if you guys saw that episode, like it was closing up the episode, we were really talking about how you shouldn't have to always pay attention to shit. You shouldn't have to, worry that you're going to go into a store and there's going to be somebody there potentially who may rub up against you and you like, fucking, make you feel uncomfortable or, invade your space. You shouldn't feel like you have to protect yourself from that. I shouldn't feel like I have to protect myself every time I go out the house or my kids go out the house or somebody goes out the house. I should be able to just to feel like, oh, I'm safe and I'm secure in all my. That is the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth, yo. We should live in a fucking country where you shouldn't have to worry about stupid craziness happening. I saw a damn video the other day where it was in, I think it was in New York or somewhere else. It's been a bunch of them recently. These weird ass random stabbings where people are just fucking stabbing people, bro. Like you're just walking down the street, you don't even know. There's no conflict, there's nothing. There's no like, connection with this person. You're just walking down the street and people are getting stabbed. Like, what the fuck is going? How could you, if some shit like that happened in front of me, yo, and I'm a big, I could fight, I can do a whole bunch of shit. But if some shit like that happened in front of me, I would literally like, okay, I'm not going that way no more. Okay, I'm about to move. Like everything in me would be a defensive mode. Like everything would be reactive at that point. Like there's no way I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna just get stabbed by some random. I'm just fucking walking, listening to my music, or whatever, late for work, pissed off with me and my boyfriend or girlfriend got into a fight. But then you sit here and you just have to accept the fact that I can just be walking in Walmart and then just get attacked. That shit is crazy, bro. Now, I'm starting with this conversation because I need everybody to kind of understand like where we're going to veer off into and how I'm going to talk about that. We're right now in a fucking crazy ass predicament, bro. This country is in a crazy ass predicament. I always say, I tell you guys all the time, I feel like a lot of shit that is happening is by design. I feel like it is a structured design, but I feel like it is also a chaotic structured design. I feel like things happen and then things are taken advantage of. So, for example, what I'm talking about is like somebody robs a bank. Oh, somebody robbed the bank or whatever. And then the person that's in the bank was like, okay, somebody robbed us. Well, let's do this. Let's have somebody rob that bank too. And then we'll make it look like this so we can all get some kind of insurance, thing. We can all get paid at the same time. That's what I mean by like example. Oh, somebody robbed my house yesterday. Okay, I'll tell you what. You go ahead and do this, and then we'll rob this, and then we'll just tell the insurance company that we both got robbed, and then blah blah blah. Then they'll see the street, and then you put it together, and then at the end is some grand scheme. But what really happened was somebody really did get robbed, but then everything just gets utilized and kind of turned against the whole thing for some kind of greater purpose that has nothing to usually do with any of us. That's what I mean when I say I feel like it's a structured agenda, but there still is some chaos that is existing, some truth to the lies and the bullshit. People just randomly getting stabbed, that's fucking crazy. Does that happen sometime? Is there psychopaths in the world? Hell yeah. Are there people that are mentally ill? Definitely. It's been a hot topic for years now. Mental health and clarity and being able to get help and assistance for something that I don't even know how you really do it at the end of the day. Like you can feed people pills until they fucking are gone, but at the end of the day it's just like if you have mental problems, like what do you really do with people at the end of the day? Do you lock them up? What do you consider mental problems? What do you consider, oh, this person has more of an advantage to turn violent, this person has more of an advantage to cause somebody harm in some type of way? They're not doing it right now, but we understand these traits and these characteristics this person is showing. We have to make sure that at all times we're monitoring them, we're watching them. So how the fuck do you do that? Then you have all these situations where it's like, you have these staged events or these situations that are being put together to push some kind of propaganda or promote some kind of, oh, this is happening, you're not safe, you're not this, you're not that, we need to get this, we need to get that, we need to put this in action, we need to do. And that's where the conversation is going today. So if you understand what I'm saying, if you following along with me, if you wanted to talk about this is what I'm talking about. As far as awareness and safety, bro, at the end of the day, when you're walking out your house, make sure your eyes are on. Make sure your ears are working. If they're not, make sure you have whatever tools and devices that help you in those areas. Because at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest things that will help people in a lot of situations is just that awareness, bro. Pay attention. First of all, pay attention to who the fuck you are. Pay attention to, I don't care how like naive you want to try to exist, in your world. How I'm not that, I'm a strong person, blah blah. Yeah, you are, bro. You do amazing things, you do great things. You're a really strong person. You're probably stronger than a lot of people. But when it comes time for you to protect your babies or for something to happen and there's some big ass dude that just got out of jail or whatever, it don't even got to be that bad at half the time, or there's some big ass dude that's ready to take advantage of you because you're a smaller prey and they have the ability to physically be more dominating in this situation, your awareness has to be on point. It's just what it is, bro. You can want to argue about it as much as you want, but at the end of the day, if something bad happens, you're gonna fucking lose. So understand, you need to make adjustments. You have to understand if you're a woman with her child, if you're a dad, even. But let's be real, bro. I'm not simply talking to the dads most of the time. I'm not simply talking to the grown men who are getting up and getting out and who have a lot of times not even an idea of what women have to go through just to go out, just to be fucking normal, just walk around. I've had so many shows where women have like they talk to me even like I shouldn't have to do this, I shouldn't have to put these clothes on, I shouldn't have to do this or whatever. And I agree with you. I agree with you. You shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to. But at the end of the day, do you? Do you? Can you walk around with your ass out and expect not to get some kind of fucking negative attention? Is it believable? It may be something that you want to be a reality, but is it reality? That's the fucking question you need to understand. That's the awareness that you need to have. And it sucks, but it is true. You are not going to change the world with your fucking ideology. You are going to only test the waters, man, with your fucking theory that, hey, I shouldn't have to do anything. Hey, I shouldn't have to watch my back, so I'm not going to. Okay. If you get attacked, then you're gonna. I use this method as well when I'm talking about things like this a lot. You know how it is when you're driving, and a lot of times this happens when you're driving, and I've heard a lot of people say this too. Somebody will be driving, somebody will have the green light, and another person will have a stop sign. So the person who has a green light just goes, fuck it, I got a green light. I'm right. Got you, motherfucker. But you didn't stop to think for 5 seconds about that person who don't give a fuck that light is red. You didn't think, you didn't even acknowledge the fact that there's people who run red lights all the time. There's people who run stop signs all the time. You just sat on your hill and died there, literally, unfortunately. But that's the thing. You can't live by this fucking false mentality that, oh, I'm right, so everything I'm doing is going to be, that's bullshit. The fact is, you're right, but you're also not right because you're choosing just to be right. You're not paying attention to other factors that you have to understand for when people are wrong. You don't live by yourself. And that's why I'm trying to say, man, people really need to pay more attention to what the hell is going on around them, man. That's the whole fucking definition. Awareness. You have to understand, even though you shouldn't have to protect yourself, you shouldn't have to carry a gun, you shouldn't have to carry a weapon, you shouldn't have to do something. You have to understand there are reasons for this shit. You don't want to be a news story. You don't want to be in court fucking yelling at the guy and your whole family's yelling at the guy because, you just lived in this weird ass, mentality that, oh, I can just do everything. You can't. You can't. You got to be aware, man. You got to pay attention. So I really hope that, we talked a little bit about it last time. I don't want to, live on it forever, but it is an interesting topic that's going to kind of segue us into the main thing I wanted to talk about tonight, guys. And, let me just go ahead and pull it up now. This is going to be a difficult conversation, man, because like I said, I really haven't wanted to talk about this bullshit. But I feel like I at least got to do one show on it. And this is unfortunately the one that I got to do it on. But All right, guys, let's go ahead. Get your hats off because we're going to talk about ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. This isn't a laughing matter, but fuck. You got to, try to find some levity and stuff like this. All right. Let's talk about it, y'all. So, what the hell is going on? Okay. One of the things that I've done in my life that I really enjoy and I'm happy about, and I don't care what nobody says, I work from home. My business is at home. Everything I do is at home, yo. And I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I love it because I don't got to be out in the street as much. When I'm out in the street, is voluntary, is when I want to be out in the street. I can go and do what I want as at my own call. And unless I'm doing like a project or some promotion or something like that or whatever, like then I'm, in a realm where it's like, okay, I got to be out in a more hostile, uncontrolled environment. I like controlling my life, yo. No doubt about it. But at the end of the day, it's like a lot of people don't have that luxury. A lot of people got to be out, bro. And now, like I was saying before when we opened the show, it's difficult to be outside. It's difficult to be outside. So our president, the president, one of the most hated presidents that I've ever seen in existence. He's implemented all of these laws. Like I was saying before, a lot of stuff is being done just on the premise that we're not safe and we're going to help you be safe. And that's how everything is pushed, bro. Everything is pushed. I really hope I don't get like blocked and shit for this or saying all this stuff or whatever. Because everything I'm saying is just my thoughts. Okay. Let me make sure I clarify that. Everything I'm saying is my thoughts. This is how I see the world. I'm only 38 years old, going on 39. What the fuck do I know, right? But this is just how I see shit. This is why I choose to live my life the way that I live my life. Everything that's happening is always done in this realm of this is to help you. Everything is to help you. Everything is to guide you. Oh, this is why everything is wrong. Everybody has all the answers. So you just sit back and you have to kind of just live with it. Whether you agree with it or not, you have to live with it. And the one thing about our country, yo, I love it being here probably because I don't know anywhere else. But I do love like being able to do mostly what I want to do, like mostly being able to kind of make your own decisions. At the end of the day, you still can do that for the most part. It's harder for other people than it is for other people, but at the end of the day, you still have a lot of liberties that you can take advantage of being in this country. But at the same time, it does feel like every single year shit is getting worse, man. And I don't like to partake in the parties because once again, like I said before, everybody feels like they have the answer. Everybody feels like they know. Oh, I'm going to vote for this person. I'm going to vote for that person. Every time motherfuckers vote, I don't know if I'm the only person who ever notices shit. Everybody's bitching. Everybody bitches about everything. And not just bitching, but, just bitching, just to bitch. But they're complaining because there really is issues, yo. It's a lot of issues. And it's not only a lot of issues because, oh, it's just always going to be something, because usually there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be things that happen. There's issues because people who run this country, in my opinion, bro, they do not have the interest at heart of the people who live here. It's that fucking simple. I wish more people could really understand that it's not all because everybody is just, oh, I just have this and I'm doing this because, oh, I feel like this is the right way to do it. And I'm just doing this because it's the right way. And I'm ignorant to know that there's no way this can go wrong. And that brings me to this whole ICE shit. Like, to basically have a militia out ransacking people's homes, on whether it be real pretenses, false pretenses, and just trying to work in this in this way where it's like, oh, we're doing this because we need to get illegals out of the country. So we're not working off of any kind of paperwork documentation or anything like that, or maybe we are in a little bit kind of a way, but that's not really fueling our process. We're just walking up to people who look a little bit different and questioning them and attacking them and interrogating them. How the fuck is this working, bro? How the fuck is this something that is actually able to happen in the year 2026, yo? It's not fucking 1925, bro. Like it's the year 2026. Do you know how much technology there is that is around that is scanning your ass and turning you into the fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer? You feel like there's so much technology to just go ahead and hire some motherfuckers off of Craigslist and give them vests and badges and shit and guns and tell them that, hey, you have the ability to walk around and criticize whoever you see that you feel is somebody who does not belong here. That is fucking pure insanity, yo. That is pure insanity. And I've been watching it for a while. And then, of course, recently, you had the situation. This is just one of the situations. This is the one that's getting the most attention. I have not looked up like all the different types of situations that happened, but I'm telling you right now, there's definitely more situations. Oh, my boy Kyle. Kyle's in the building. Tyree, Lamar, that's my cuz. Yo, we on TikTok right now because it's bullshit. All of this about money. Trump is a dictator. That's what he wants. So that's what he says. The comments that I'm reading right now. Listen, I just on the strength, bro. I understand what you mean, bro. Like, and that's your opinion, of course, because like I said, I'm gonna make sure I state my shit properly. I don't know what Trump is. I don't give a fuck what Trump is. What I feel is I feel like hold on, let's get Kyle in here. We got to get Kyle. Kyle, my bro. Kyle, Eric, what up, Kyle?
What's going on? Sorry I'm late, man.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. You gave me some time to talk about some different stuff or whatever. You actually just jumped in right to the main topic. We are on TikTok too, so if you hear me talking to the comments or whatever, I'm talking to them.
Oh, it's all good. Okay.
Yeah, man. We're talking about like of course, if you heard like me kind of just giving that speech there, the whole shit with ICE, man, and these people literally, I said they're cops off of Craigslist or whatever, like.
I mean,
go ahead, Kyle. Drop some knowledge. Kyle be knowing. Bro, so go ahead, drop some knowledge on ICE, bro.
A lot of these guys are wannabe cops that never got a chance to be cops.
Thank you.
Like seriously, and the reason they stay power tripping, right, is because they got a little bit of authority, but it does not help. It does not help. Hear
Kyle on TikTok. Yeah, sorry, Kyle. Yeah, I know, guys. One of the bad things is if you can go ahead and head on over to YouTube. We're live right now, the Beeline Entertainment LLC on YouTube, and you can check us out. This is a really good conversation, and I would love you guys to get in the comments and give your piece. But I appreciate you watching on TikTok. I'm basically advertising here, but yeah, Kyle's basically saying like the guys that are in ICE are basically wannabe cops.
They wannabes.
Motherfuckers who didn't make the academy and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It is very, it is very unnerving that we have this going on right now, because they're basically supposed to be like immigration police. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they going after everybody.
That's what I was just saying. Like, literally, I was just watching a video, man. And they literally walked up to a woman. She was like walking into a store.
Yeah.
And of course you could tell she was Spanish. Like, we're not that's another thing that gets annoying, bro. When we're having these conversations, the kind of censorship that we do to ourselves in the world now or whatever, like, in our country, like you can't even say like, oh, that person looks like they're black. Oh, that person looks Spanish. You have to fucking be able to acknowledge things that are real. So it's like if you can't even explain what you think that person is, how the fuck are you gonna be interrogated? Even if you're wrong,
you have to be. We also have to be okay with being wrong.
That's right. Okay? That's very true.
We gotta be okay with being wrong. I'll give you a case in point. All right, I look like this, right? My dad's side of the family, my immediate family, right? A lot of them are lighter skinned, right?
Okay.
So my dad's side of the family, our ancestors and everything. We came from the Cape Verde Islands, right? So just like everyone, there is a spectrum of color. My dad's on the lighter side, so he goes into like a bodega.
Mm-hmm.
My dad goes into a bodega that immediately starts speaking Spanish to him. He don't know a lick of Spanish. They're like, oh, because sometimes they can't tell. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like sometimes they can't tell. There is a spectrum among all cultures. Like some are even amongst quote unquote white people.
Yeah.
Italians, some of them got that olive around their skin. Some are a little paler than others.
That's
Some
right.
stay red. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Yeah. Yeah. They
Asians,
tan the shit.
East Asians, same thing. Some are, some got that yellow hue. Some have whiter skin than white people.
Yeah.
Some are, some are brown. It all depends on where you're coming from and where, you know what I'm saying, and what your, and what your background is.
Yeah.
It's okay. But as a result, you got people that speak all different kinds of languages. Sometimes they can't tell each other apart. And I used to think that was just a harmful stereotype until I saw it out in my like they'll ask, oh, where are you from? Who are your people? Oh, they thought this person was Chinese. Turns out they were Korean.
Yeah.
Sometimes with the features, they can't always tell. Same thing with us. A lot of us kind of look alike. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
African. Yeah. It's and that's the thing, Kyle. But like you said, the biggest thing is being able to say something and be like, yo, if somebody walked up to me and said, hey, I thought you were Dominican. Hey, I thought you were Spanish. Hey, I thought you were this. All the time. Like it happens all the time. And I tell people like, actually, I am half, I'm Puerto Rican and half black. So it's like it's difficult to try to get an attitude with somebody. How could you like, you know what I'm saying? Be dignified. How could you think what the fuck you talking about? Like I understand what I'm looking at. You feel me? Like I have eyes. And be reasonable. Like but at the same time, it's like with these guys that are just walking up and approaching people because they see difference. You see difference. Like, are you approaching, white guys are thinking that they're from Ireland, or are you approaching, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you like, how are you like getting your fucking your report in the morning to go out and do your job or go into your area and your field
and profile people?
And profile people. And are you just having a thing like, hey, with a list quota? Hey, we want to see 25 people in this building today. Because that's really what I think is fucking happening. I think these niggas just got a quota in a section, because I really think that that's what's happening. This is, to me, this is gonna sound fucked up, but I'm gonna say it, yo. And like I said, I hope this episode doesn't get canceled because of it. I definitely feel like this is all happening to start setting up the how do I say it? To start setting up like the idea that people are going to start getting sectioned off.
Again?
There's going to be I'm guessing you're talking about like redlining and shit, right?
And because look, we're repeating history.
Oh yeah.
History repeats itself because we refuse to learn from it. So it turns into a question of race, of creed, of all of this. But now it's all being recorded more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're able to watch it as a real-time movie, and that's the reason why, like, to a lot of people, this shit is it's horrifying. It's like, people are seeing all this stuff happen. Of course, the incident that just happened in Minneapolis where the woman was, she was in her car and they were trying to block. I don't even know like what was happening, but they were blocking in. She was trying to drive, and unfortunately, like, this guy on a power trip, like you said earlier, because if you've seen the video, it was definitely on some power trip shit.
She was not. She was not trying to run. She was not trying to run him over.
You saw the fucking video, bro. Yeah, dude was just.
It was clear as day. Man. He was just. She trying to move out the way. She's trying to get out the other way, and he is just holding on. And I'm like, and you want us to think that he was the victim?
Yeah. That's the crazy shit that we're dealing with now, bro. And that's the reason why, even though we're in this world where it's just like, we know this is happening, but then it's like, you think to yourself, like, oh, this is happening. Okay, there's going to be some kind of, repercussions. There's going to be some kind of consequence. But then when you don't see the people who are making the consequences, you're telling me that, oh, there's no consequences? No, they can just do whatever. Oh, they have. So these motherfuckers are literally just being given freedom of realm. And whatever thing that you do, any kind of, conversation, what's going on, guy? Any kind of conversation that you have is just going to be basically diminished because they said what's right. They said what they're doing. And if they did it, you didn't listen, then you're screwed. No matter what. They walked. I saw this one of them motherfuckers was in this lady's house. And the lady was over here holding the door of her house. She was standing in front of the door. She was like, hey, can you get out of my house? No, I'm in the house. I own the house now. Here's another thing. Now we gotta talk about this shit right now, yo. The fact that he's getting away with it.
Yep.
That's getting me. It don't even have to be approved by Congress. Yeah, that's the thing, man. But see, look, and cuz this is my cousin, Kyle, my cousin Lamar Tyree.
Nice to meet you, man.
Listen, this the thing, bro. And I'm gonna say this shit clearly. I need everybody to understand it. This is why I have my mentality that I have. Everybody thinks that this system is so structured. Everybody thinks that this system is so fucking structured. Everybody thinks the Democrats are going to do better. The Republicans are doing bad. Listen, y'all. This shit is all organized.
Man.
These motherfuckers all work together. Yeah, they argue. But at the end of the day, these motherfuckers, to me, this is all to me, y'all. Like I say, I tell this shit all the time. That's why I don't vote. I don't do none of that bullshit. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't give a fuck.
I have a similar mentality. Like I tell people the only reason why I vote is because I'm black.
I'm
constantly. All right. So when I used to work at my mom's salon, right, especially during Trump's first era, we had a debate. I had a debate with some of the elders about voting, right. And then they hit me with and we got ladies of all kinds, like of all kinds, of all ages coming in. But I had a debate with the elder black ladies. I knew I wasn't going to win. I knew I was not. I knew I was not going to win because they have life experiences I do not have. So they hit me. So they hit me with we've only been able to vote. We haven't been able to vote that long. Us as black people, we have not been able to vote that long. So you have to do, so you have to do something. I don't feel right voting for either one side because I know either way something crazy is going to happen, and we are way too dependent on one person or one administration. There is no unity on either side of the spectrum. So I don't feel comfortable. It's not even like I'm saying, oh, my vote doesn't count, blah, blah, blah. It's more along the lines of the president is ultimately a puppet. The most I have seen from Trump is him just talking a whole bunch of crap.
He talks shit. He's like the most reckless one. But Kyle, you know what's crazy? That's the shit that be pissing me off, yo. It's like people don't acknowledge that. Like people hate this motherfucker because that's what he does. But the thing is, the thing that's really crazy, yo, all just like you just said, every fucking president that we've had, none of them have done shit for people. I don't give a fuck. If anybody can prove me wrong, get on this show right now and prove me the fuck wrong. I don't know any presidents, the last president that we've had, and we've heard people in fucking unity, yo, in any type of way. Since
we've been alive and also able to vote, you know what I'm saying?
In any type of way.
Like I got
House, not the Dems. Look who Trump got in the office. All his people, and fired the ones that were not for him. Yep. But cuz I'm telling you, bro, see, he's going in. Everybody, it's easy to do. It's like the story plot. It's when you create a villain.
It's easy to do because he told you exactly what he was going to do.
He said it.
He said it, right?
You were going to hate this motherfucker.
He said it from the beginning.
Hate this motherfucker.
But also he did. He told you exactly who he was from the get-go.
He said once he's president, you would never have to worry about voting again. Yeah, he told. Of course, he's been saying this shit.
Everything that your cousin is saying right now is facts. And
Yeah.
but people they heard what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
What I got was like that the first few years of Trump's presidency, people were crying. Okay, crying. I had like, and this is the most divisive I've ever seen anybody, at least in, at least when I was, as far as I have seen mothers arguing with daughters over it.
Yeah.
I have seen doctors arguing with people over it. I have, for the first 4 years of Trump's presidency, one of the people I went to high school with, all his social media pages was just Trump stuff, right?
Yep. I believe it.
He's still a cool guy, at least to me, but it was like, man, okay, all right. So you just really riding for him, right? Like,
Yo, Kyle, let me help you out real quick on this topic, and not to cut you off, but on this
yeah, go
topic, I
ahead.
want to stay on this realm. The thing about it is, yo, listen, I'm gonna drop some shit real quick.
Mm,
If you pay attention, bro, and I've been talking about this for a while, everything seems like it's by design.
mm,
Everything seems like it's by design.
mm,
When I'm talking about with Barack Obama time
mm,
being the first black president, everything that happened, all the upcoming and the promotion by, of course, like you said it fully when you said I vote because I'm black. Like you were talking about with the women who were talking in the salon,
yep.
they didn't have the opportunity to vote. So now it's a right, it's a privilege that not many before them had first. So it's almost a slap in the face to not take advantage of that opportunity that wasn't given to the people before them, their
Mm,
forefathers and foremothers and stuff like that. Same thing with black people. This is the thing, bro. I'm going to say this shit and I hope nobody cancels me. We're always worrying about what other people couldn't do. That is, in my opinion,
mm,
is blinded us to the shit that's happening right in front of our face.
yeah.
We're always worried about where we live, what we got going on. And I'm not saying this in a negative way because it is factual,
Mm,
but we got a black president, and what did it do? It did greatness for black people. It gave us something to look at as a positive role model, something we needed. But at the same time, that division that stirred up, it definitely, I feel, was by design. Right after we got a black president, we got Donald Trump and Chelsea Clinton, a woman and a fucking celebrity of a show called The Apprentice. Okay, one of the most known money mongols or whatever of
mm,
our generations. You feel me? After that happened, when you started to see his campaigning, you started to see how he was deliberately for the other side. You had the black people who were up in arms because they were so proud, but then you had somebody who was literally campaigning against everybody else. Build a wall, get these motherfuckers out of here. We're back, baby. Basically.
mm,
And they created a godlike figure in our president. And I'm telling
mm,
you right now, that's the reason, like you said, people, once he was getting in office, they said, yes, no, fuck that. We're back. We had 8 years of a Negro president. And now we have the fucking white man, orange man spokesperson who is up here rallying. The motherfuckers are in tears like he's Michael Jackson.
yeah. They were
In
like,
my opinion,
oh,
this was designed, bro.
it was crazy. Like
Genius.
when I see people who voted for him versus those who voted for Obama, when Obama got in, I saw some people were afraid because it was because it was something we had never seen before, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, they were trying to get him for everything. Oh my God, he's got basketball players and rappers in the White House. Oh my God, his wife, she's got muscular arms and she's wearing her arms out. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
like. Yeah, it was
Yeah, no,
like,
you're
wait,
absolutely right.
it was like, hold
He's
on,
not
that's how
from
you
here.
react?
He's not this.
He's not from here. Trump over here trying to bully him. Oh, let's see your birth certificate, African. Let's see your birth certificate. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, what are we seriously? If he wasn't born here, he wouldn't be able to vote. He wouldn't be able to be president. Hello, you know what I'm saying?
Man, listen.
So
Man.
it's so, and then you have the, you know, the whole, we were still in Iraq during that time, so people were mad because he didn't pull them out or whatever. He came in at a time where there was so much other stuff going in, the BB oil spill, all of that happened during his time, and he was calling for people to, you know, to unite. Meanwhile, you had the naysayers out here like, I don't trust him, he's an Arab, he's this, he's that, blah blah blah. And here we are with the Trump thing for the second time, and he's telling you exactly who he is. But now he's starting to deteriorate in front of our eyes. The same stuff,
he's old as shit.
The same stuff that he used to get at Biden for being old and sleepy, he has turned into that. Not to mention,
he's like 80 years old, bro. I mean,
yeah, like the two of them are only a few years apart.
Yeah, these motherfuckers they're not young, bro. These motherfuckers is old as hell.
None of them are young. I actually, like, one time I was talking to Babe, and we were having this discussion, because she always like jokes about me becoming president. I'm like, listen, okay, listen, number one, I am disabled. Okay. Number one, I am disabled, so they're already gonna label me as weak. Number two, I'm a black man, so they're gonna try to manipulate me. Number three, I'm a non-believer, so they're gonna be like, oh my God, he doesn't have a religion, we don't trust him, blah blah blah. We know exactly. They're gonna look at me like I'm just a fall guy. That's it. Not to mention, you saw how Obama looked when he got out of office. 1 minute he's got his hair and everything is all, you know, it's all black. When he gets out, it's all gray. He's stressed.
Oh yeah,
I don't need that.
That must be the craziest job ever in the planet. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, bro. All right, here, I want to play this clip real quick. Now, this is the Jesse the Body Ventura, bro. Somebody who has been a pretty big advocate for you know, Americans, or you know whatever you want to call it. You know, if you know the history of Jesse the Body Ventura, which I don't know all of it, but he was a wrestler. He was a wrestler in you know, WWF in the early days. I can't remember where he started and all that stuff.
I remember him.
Yeah. Jesse the Body Ventura, he had a show out one time. This is before everybody was still like really deep in calling everything conspiracy theory. The motherfucker made a show about it. He was trying to tell people back then. It was on like True TV, and you can't even find that shit now. But he's been a strong spokesperson in, like, you know, the stuff that's going on and stuff like that. And he recently just, let me go ahead and get this up here. He recently just did an interview on the news, and it was actually really good, yo. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real fast. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. But it is a crazy ass world that we're living in right now, man, because it's so many people. Yeah, don't mind my TikTok, y'all. I look at everything. Got wrestling on here. Got some beautiful women on here. All right, let's go. Let's check out Jesse Body Ventura, bro. Hopefully the sound is on. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong one. Here we go.
You want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now.
Is it really low? Hold on, guys. I want to make sure that it's playing right. I think mute screen audio. Oh, no, the screen audio is on. Okay. All right, let's go. This shit was really good, yo. This guy, he speaks well.
You want to
very
know something?
Well spoken.
I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf, right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under
still hear it, right?
dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany.
Oh, you just said, Kyle.
Comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here. Read history. You learn from history. Anytime you have the loss of life that needlessly happens, that's tragedy. And what occurred yesterday did not have to happen. You want to know something? I'll give.
Listen, man, when I heard this or whatever, it was like really, really, really impactful, yo. Like it was like I said, it was, first of all, it was really well said. And you could tell he meant every word, and you could tell that he was serious, man. It wasn't some guy just talking, just trying to be a political figure. It wasn't some guy who was just talking. He's looking around at what's going the fuck on. He's obviously of age. He's obviously been involved in a lot of different fields, whether it was Hollywood, whether it was politicians, because Jesse Ventura was a governor too, at one point, I think, or a governor or mayor or something. And he also was he was a SEALs team member. So it's like he's literally been across the board. And to hear this man with this much knowledge and integrity
and experience
and just be able to fully say, like, yo, listen, man, we are living in a world right now where if you don't know where you are because you just been here and you're just used to it, you're in some different shit. Like, this isn't what it's ever been before.
Yep.
And that's fucking scary, man. It's really scary to people who kind of just go day to day because everybody's kind of struggling and it's hard to pay attention to what's going on around you until it's happening in your face.
Facts.
But it's just like, it's the world that's around you, bro. But how do you feel, Kyle? Like, with the whole situation with, we've been talking about a lot of stuff. How do you feel like, I don't know about us because it's not really affecting us, I guess, but until we're walking outside to the store, then somebody's fucking stopping us.
Man, let me tell you something. What he just said, because I saw this before you shared it. Like I saw this a couple days ago, and I had to have it on repeat because what he is saying is true, 100%. You cannot argue with a man who has seen it with his own eyes, and here we are again. At a time where people are afraid for their lives, people are like we're seeing freaking servicemen and women being deployed in random cities in DC and in other cities over what we have become. We're like, you're seeing more of the military, militarization of these places for no real reason other than fear.
Speculation and fear.
Speculation and fear. Paranoia and everything that breeds fear. Now some people are for it, some people are against it. But I also see that with ICE, they are they are not experienced at all. Keep in mind,
no, at all, bro.
They are not experienced police.
Power tripping, like,
at all.
Completely,
just straight up power tripping. So it tells me is we don't know what we're doing. First off, we're just going by things that did not work before. You know what I'm saying? And we are playing into the hands of evil, just straight up and down. Now, what will this mean for the future? I do not know, because I don't have all the facts. This is the most political I've even paid attention to in my life. You know what I'm saying?
We're getting older, bro. And I listen, I know that's not like sometimes I think about, like, how the people transition. How do old people transition? You get to the point where it's like you're young, you're like, oh, I'm going out every day, fuck that shit, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You're wearing the hottest clothes, I gotta get all the girls. And then all of a sudden you get to 30 and you're like, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
I'm staying home.
I kind of always been that way. Like my whole thing was like when I turned 18, and my mother told me, "Oh, it's time to register to vote," because I was 18 years old. I chose to be an independent, right? I
Okay.
chose to be an independent, and my mom asked, in a nice way, because my mom's not like all for one party or the other. My
Yeah.
mom's like, "Oh, you chose independent. Interesting. Why?" And I said, because I didn't want to be affiliated with red or blue. I didn't want
With
to
the
be red.
party. Yeah.
I want to be affiliated with no party. Now, even though very rarely do you hear an independent winning anything, it's
At
all it
all.
it
Ever.
all it always goes down to red versus blue. That's what made me no, but that's what made me think this has got to be a ploy, because
Telling you. I'm fucking telling you, bro.
it's always red versus blue. I always said, because one time in my life, someone nominated me for something. They nominated me for treasurer of my sixth grade class.
Okay.
Now, the only thing I knew about a treasurer was it had something to do with money. That was it. We had to do speeches. Like everybody had to do speeches. And a good chunk of the not everybody, but a good chunk of the people that did the speeches, they were like, "I am a man of many words," or "I am a woman of many words. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me." They didn't really exactly explain why you should vote for them. They just
Yeah.
said vote, because we're in sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. What do
Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
know? Except for what they've taught us in the very little bit of time that we have in the school. So I get up there, I'm nervous as heck. I only wrote a little bit of speech. I said what I would do. I noticed that the school was old. The school that I was in, I was in a Catholic school, very old, right? And there was like loose banisters on just about every section of the school. I
Okay.
saw I saw that as dangerous. Plus, I'm clumsy naturally anyway. The last thing I want to do is fall down the stairs again. That's already happened.
Yeah. Something that you were paying attention to because of.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
Exactly, because of experience. So that told me anybody could get hurt. So I mentioned the loose banisters on the during my speech. I lost the election, but those banisters got fixed, right? I lost the election because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was glad that somebody nominated me. I wasn't expecting to, but all I knew was those banisters. It would be nice if those banisters got fixed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then your influence gave you the position to be able to speak that though. So you were
Exactly.
able to be in that position to say that, and even if you even if you gained nothing from it, your voice was still heard more because
Yeah.
you were in a strong position at
Plus,
least
yeah. Plus, I was not just thinking about myself. You know what I'm saying? There were there wasn't that many like physically disabled kids when I was going to that school. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But there were plenty. Everybody uses the stairs. There was no elevators. Everybody used the stairs. Everybody trips. Everybody's trying to jump like three steps at once. They could get hurt. So
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking of. But
Yeah.
these politicians, I always said the difference between a regular political race and one in schools is money. The stuff in schools, that's for play. They're only looking at you for like a little bit of time and sign some papers and other stuff, right? But you don't really have any power.
That's
But
true.
when
Yeah.
but when you are going out there and campaigning for real office, you know what I'm saying, stuff with that affects an entire town
Country.
or an entire
Yeah.
nation.
Yep.
You got to think of more than just you. And I don't think any of the politicians that I have seen throughout my adulthood have really done, or at the very least the media make it seem like they don't, you
Man,
know.
man, media would have to be a hell of a tool, man, and it is. But yeah, I mean, that's my whole point as well, bro. Like, we're gonna definitely wrap up because, like I said, I wanted to do this episode just because I wanted to give my thoughts on it. It's something that's
Yep.
happening, and we talk about everything.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's sad that it really does seem like the agenda is already put together, man. And if you're
Yep.
if you're people who are really interested in finding out more information about what potentially is really going on, or maybe at least another side. Sometimes you don't even need to know what's going on because nobody fucking knows. But just to hear something different, to speculate and have like examples,
Yep.
maybe to kind of compare. It's just it's good to look into shit. It's good to that's just conspiracy theory. Whatever anybody's trying to dismiss, you should pay attention to, bro. Because
please.
a lot of times this shit this things are being told to you and it's not all true, man, or it's not absolutely true.
Yeah, when that young lady who just got just got shot for no reason, people started like as soon as Trump justified the murder, and JD Vance went ahead and justified
that
justified
motherfucker
it.
right there. He is fucking like, is he human? I don't even know. The way Trump is one thing, an old stuck in his way, but this motherfucker, he don't got no boundaries. It seems like
JD Vance, he's chronically online. Like he's chronically online. He got into it with a streamer, right? He got into it with a streamer that just roasted him. Okay, roasted him like dinner, bro. It was so crazy. I saw the screenshots, and this dude just went at him, right? And he just bounced after a while. He just bounced off of the I think he was on X/Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And it just went on like
these
that.
Motherfuckers that we over here got running us. Niggas that are arguing on social media. Ain't that a damn? I don't even argue on social media.
You're arguing on social media under people you don't even know. First off, yo,
what you got something to do?
Yo, listen. Okay, here's a rule I would like. Now I know that we are more connected than ever, but we are all more divided than ever.
That's right.
But if
both ways.
For real, if you are trying to have any kind of political standing, then don't have. If I could get fired from my job for having social media and saying the wrong thing on social media, okay, I'm just saying. If a regular person, if a regular schmegular person could get fired from freaking Stop and Shop for saying something, off kilter on freaking social media, because it's on job applications now. They ask, oh, are you familiar with ... X Twitter . You know, if you say the wrong thing and somebody happens to see it, you get your butt fired. Teachers, it's
HR.
It's been happening to teachers all around. Like, oh, they say the wrong thing about, or they express themselves about this very subject we're talking about, and somebody don't like it. Next thing you know, they end up losing their job. TV, they say the same thing. If they're on one side and their production company is on the other side, then they end up losing their job. But president justifies everything they do. President, vice president, the people that work alongside them, they out here like, I blame the Democrats, and the Democrats are like, oh, I blame the Republicans. Oh, I blame this person. Oh,
I've never really heard it as much. Like you always hear it, like because like you said, that's like those. It's like pick a side. It's pick a team. It's fucking football for old people and shit.
For real.
But it's like at the same time, I've never heard it used as much, and it seems like what it is doing more than ever, or what I'm just really noticing more than ever, is it's giving them the ability to do what they want and blame something else. Hey, it's not us. It's them. It's not them. It's us. And it's all. And when you look back and you see different situations or different arguments or different time periods, that's all it ever been. It's always. It's a ruse.
Us.
Yeah.
It's them versus us. We are the United States of America. When have we been united on anything other than hating?
Or just being all here at the same time and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much it.
That's it. I love, and don't get me wrong, I love where I live. But I also know that I am looked at as I can be looked at as weak just for being a disabled person. You know what I'm saying? I could be looked at as less intelligent because I'm a black guy and I'm disabled. And that mentality, while it's not as prevalent as it once was, it still exists. And
Yeah.
you go outside, anything, anything can happen. I've been screamed at by a white dude, called the N-word, all that,
Oh
all that
shit.
stuff.
So have I.
Just walking out of my apartment. It don't make any sense. At the same time, I've been looked at as, as odd by people who were older than me because I walk different, because I talk different, because of all, because of all this stuff. So I'm like, I say it again, when have we been united on anything? You're making things into something it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
That's only just from my personal experience.
And no, but and I understand, and Kyle, that and it makes a lot of sense because you're coming from a place where you're different. I'm different. There's a lot of people who are different, but at the same time, when people are different, people who are more different stand out more, and that's just where you have the ability to be around people. You have the ability to see people physically, not just
Hmm.
oh, I see you, I see your heart, and all that shit. That stuff you get to learn later if you're in some predicaments. When you're walking in a grocery store and you're walking by random fucking people, there's all different types of people. Nobody looks exactly alike. Some people look similar to each other.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, your visual perspective is all that you're working on at that point. So
Yeah.
when you see somebody, you're judging people for how you see them in the world. Some people see beauty in, a broken down, beat up car in an alley. Some
Yep.
people see, oh, this is disgusting. Everything is perception
Perception.
based.
It's
But
perception.
at the same time, there's a lot of generalization that happens
Yep.
that is reasonable. But at the same time, you should be understanding that you're not always right. Like you were saying, the one thing that you said was they see you. You see somebody walking on crutches. You see somebody walking in, not walking in a wheelchair, but you get it. They,
Well,
see
that
somebody
could
in a
happen.
wheelchair.
That could happen too. Just because someone needs a wheelchair doesn't mean that they can't walk at all. And that's it.
Yes, yes, shit like that. You have,
And there's the generalization you were talking about.
yeah,
Just like it's just like that. Like I'm not gonna judge somebody even if they're wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat, because even though yes, it makes me cringe a bit. At least if I tried to have a conversation with this person, unless they tried to make me feel, try to make me feel stupid for the way I choose to live my life,
yeah,
then it's like, okay, that's a difference. I'm not going to wear that hat for any reason, shape, or form, because now I know what it feels like. But the only thing I will give the Trump administration credit for, and I did the last time too, and there's one thing I will give them credit for. They know how to move merch. But this is the most I've ever seen a president try to glorify themselves. This is how I know he's a narcissist. Because who puts themselves on this much merch? It ain't even just him. It's his followers too. They got full stores.
bro. That's why I said before that like this shit is all. It seems like if you're really paying attention to everything, not just this part. It's like a book. It's like you don't just pay attention to the one chapter you're reading. You pay attention to the chapters that you've read, everything that's been passed on. Like we're not done. It's still a fucking open book that's just chapter by chapter. And if you pay attention, the story makes sense when it goes down the line. Everything is structurally done. If you're telling me that we all have the ability to make changes at this point, and this is just me. I got to keep fucking making sure I'm clarifying this.
Yep.
I don't think. I almost want to go on the limb and say all the way. I know that we are not as in control as we fucking think we are.
Oh, absolutely.
We're not even in control a lot of times, and we're learning this. We're learning this shit. I opened this show. I wish you were on for the beginning of the show because I actually had a whole conversation about how this morning, this afternoon, kind of, I took a shower. I was in the bathroom. For a while, man. I was just fucking hanging out. No bullshit. I was just kind of hanging out, and I forgot my phone, or my phone was charging, and I didn't have my phone. And I usually always have my phone, but the time I didn't have my phone, I didn't have my comedy on. I didn't have nothing, and I was just thoughts were just flying in my head, bro. And I was just thinking stuff. I was thinking of different things. I was thinking of an issue that I had around Christmas time. And I was trying to think if the justification, I was trying to justify myself. I was trying to figure out if I was wrong. I was trying to figure out if I was right. I was trying to figure out why I was right. but my brain was just overloading, bro. Like just so many thoughts and so many. I was thinking about stuff for the show, and I was just putting it together. Like if I had my phone, I still think about stuff because it's usually just kind of background, information.
Background noise, yeah.
But then every now and then you hear a word or a trigger or something like that, or a sound or something like that, and then you get locked back in, or you laugh. Especially when I listen to comedy, you laugh.
Yeah.
That part is funny, even though I've heard it 7,000 times.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that shit is blocking the fresh information that is coming into your head, or it's forcing other information because it's something that is existing. It's nothing that your pure creativeness is just coming up with. It's nothing that you're just zoned out about. You're just you're in your fucking own thoughts. It's something that is talking to, or it's telling you, or it's showing you when you're looking at the screen. It's thoughts that are manipulated. And that's why I'm really starting to understand, like, we're not in as much control as we think we are.
No, but that's why, like when I see
my sound went out, but go ahead, keep talking.
When I'm, when I'm online, because we're all chronically online these days. When I'm online, there's ads everywhere. Now there's ads even when you're just in the out in the real world. Billboards, posters, all of that. That's been the thing all our lives. What I do not want to, what we're seeing more now is more bite-sized entertainment and stuff just hitting our brains one thing after the other. A lot of stimuli just hitting our brain. Dopamine hit. But with Brian, like bro, what you were just describing was that moment your brain had to just let everything out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what my wife said.
Like your brain was like, okay, you're not scrolling right now. So let's get let's get all these thoughts out. The show, your life, your the bills, the house, all of that stuff all at one time. If you were still scrolling, then it would be like, yeah, those thoughts would still be there, but then it would be focused on whatever you're watching, because all this bite-sized content is kind of messing with our brains.
Trying to tell you, bro, it's reprogramming us. It's a lot of different things depending on what you're interested in. What, like you said, the dopamine hits, the instant gratification.
Yep.
It's a lot of everything. But listen, guys, let me tell you something. This is another conversation that I definitely do want to have in the future, because it's actually a really good conversation. And I've been thinking about this too, about just like the differences and the changes that we're noticing as we're growing up and as the generations are changing. And I think we're starting to get old enough to kind of start speaking on that. Like you were saying with the barbershop at the your mom's salon, you were there with a lot of older generation that saw a lot more than you ever have. So they have way more of a understanding, a more well-rounded understanding. But at the same time, we're starting to get into that realm where we've seen a lot at this point. We've been through a lot. We're raising, my kids are in high school. I saw the whole transition from when I was there, now from they're there, now, going on to the kids that they're about to have. We're going to see that next. But there's a lot of conversation we're going to have, and this is the show where we have it. So, Kyle, I'm definitely glad you came on, man. I love when you come on to kind of powwow with you about different things. We talk about a lot of really interesting stuff.
Much appreciated, man.
Yeah, we will be back next week, and I'm also thinking about next week we may have a couple more guests, because I'm thinking about doing a fellas talk next week. I want to do a fellas talk. I'm going to reach out to some people. Fellas talk this will be, I believe, the 5th one that we've had. And the one that I want to talk about is going to be actually very, very fucking interesting. And Kyle, I would love you to come back on and talk with us as well, like always. But I want to talk about alpha male. Okay. It's going to be an interesting show. I'm going to leave it at that. Alpha male. Okay. I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, I guess. So we're going to conversate about it. We're going to conversate about it. And I really want to get some perspective from some men in the room. So next Tuesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time, guys, we will be there. Please join us. I want you guys also, of course, tomorrow night, we are back with Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. We will be at 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. Me and the STR Nation will be talking about what's going on in wrestling. Tomorrow night's show, I'll be honest with you, wrestling has been kind of blah a little bit. We're getting ready for the Royal Rumble. It's getting into WrestleMania season, but we're probably going to do a show. I may do a game. I may do something different, just kind of lighten the party. But we're definitely going to talk about some of the events that's happened during this week. And they've been overseas in WWE and AEW, and Mercedes Moné is tripping out. But we're going to talk about wrestling. That's what we do. And then, of course, on Thursday, me and Kyle are back at it with the Beeline Entertainment Show. I'm really excited. Kyle, I sent you some new stuff.
Awesome.
We are completely revamping the show. We have a whole new rating system. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And we are bringing back the Cartoon Showdown. Yes. We will have a Cartoon Showdown in a couple of weeks. Can't wait for that. It's a game show. We talk about different cartoons. We got to have a panel on list, and you are more than welcome to play in the comment section as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But, yeah, man, that's about it. Kyle, what you got going on, man?
Man, I got new episodes of A for Able coming out. Still working on some stuff. Like some of my clients, they got me working, man. Like, and and trust me when I tell you, I appreciate the work. You know what I'm saying? I've actually taught a class last week. Matter of fact. Yeah, taught a class on helped teach a class. It wasn't just me. It was I was part of a group, and we were teaching these kids from like ages like 9 to 14 about podcasting and interviewing and stuff, and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome.
And it really, like, some of them already were familiar with it, and so they just took to it like fish, but like fish to water. Others were a little nervous, but they got into it, and I think they liked it. So
that's awesome, man.
So we're gonna be doing more next week, and I got stuff going on for myself. Like I'm gonna let you know when I bring my nerdy stuff back.
Yes, please. Let's talk about it.
One thing is I love nerding out. I love having spirited debates about nostalgic stuff and new stuff going on now, because we're the millennials. We're a nostalgic bunch.
Yeah,
so,
man, we are.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna, at one point I want to bring my On the Brain stuff back, and you're more than welcome to come and join in on the conversation. Steady's been asking me about it, and my friends have been asking me about it. So I'm like, I might be time to take that out of retirement.
Yeah. I've actually also been thinking about something where I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it on a YouTube show. And Beeline, I'm sharing this with you on open too, but I think it's gonna be something I'm gonna do maybe with TikTok.
Okay.
And I was thinking about doing something like maybe doing like a kind of like a live series where I see some people doing it, and I'm kind of biting the idea a little bit, but it's where you take one movie or one TV show, and you kind of just have like a conversation about it. Whether it be good, whether it be bad, you talk about different things about it. You talk about what you liked about it. You talk about why it has a following that it does, why it doesn't have a following, did it hit or miss? And kind of just going off of that. With having just one show, it gives you time. Like a lot of times we do our top 5, and a lot of times we have a lot to say about like the different, things we have. So I figured, why not let's do like an hour live where it's like you have some people able to come in, hey, my grandfather took me to see this when I was 15. It's one of the most important movies I ever watched. You're like, wow, man, see how these things are different. I hated this movie. My husband cheated on me while I was watching this. Shit, okay. But it's got to give that realm, you know what I mean? I think it'll be a fun thing. I've been thinking about it for a little while. So
yeah, what would be like one of the first that you want to talk about?
Man, one of the shows that I saw on TikTok that got me into this was there were these guys, and they were breaking down Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah, that was like one of the ones where I was like, man, I would love to do that. But one of the movies I would love to pick apart and talk about would be Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Like without a doubt. I would just how silly, but so creative. Yeah. And just one of the most fun movies you can watch, man. And there's such a goofy movie, man.
Rest in peace to Paul Rubens, and big up Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, bro. Listen, bro, legend in the game.
Those two together, okay, they were a problem together. Like
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was such a fun movie, bro.
Man.
To this, every time it comes on, I watch it. Every part of it, I love. Like in my head, it's just edged. But yeah, I really want to do that, man. There's a bunch of movies that I would love to talk about from my childhood. There's a movie called Life with Mikey. If you ever saw it with Michael J. Fox.
I remember that vaguely. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, and Angela Velez. She was Taina on Nickelodeon.
That show should have got another season. That show only had like 2 seasons, and that was it.
Yeah. See, look at us talking entertainment and shit. We're gonna be on entertainment.
We're gonna be on the entertainment show on Thursday.
But we got some ideas coming with the Beeline Entertainment as well, guys. Please hit us up, man. We're still looking to fill some sponsorship slots. We specifically have 3 slots. We want to have 3 separate promotions. So if you guys are interested in getting your stuff played on a network that has 3 shows a week as well as a lot of social media, so hit us up, man. You ain't got nothing to do but to do it. But Kyle, I'm really glad you came on. Definitely going to talk more this week. And to you guys, I want you guys always, as always, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, man. And we'll be back tomorrow night. We'll have a great night, guys, and be safe out there, man.
Be safe.
Hey.
Peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the Beeline Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, as well as Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk on Wednesdays, and of course, the Beeline Entertainment Show on Thursday night. Join us and make sure that you hit that like, hit that share, and of course, subscribe with that bell button for the notifications so you can make sure you're getting all the great content from the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Let's go! People, make sure that you go ahead and check out the Beeline Entertainment Stuff and Things shop. We got all merchandise that you're looking for. Everything to promote the show. That's right, from hats to glasses to cups to sweatshirts to t-shirts, you name it. Boys, girls, babies, whoever wants to show off that they love watching the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We can't wait to see you in your brand new gear. Come on and check it out today. Let's go!